Welcome back, warriors and wanderers, to the Nyah Dreadblade podcast, where fire defies ruin and stories rise from the ash. In today's episode, the ruin awakens. The ruin awakens with steel and storm. Nyah and Kael face the soldiers of a forgotten oath and the ghosts of Kael's past. Find your stillness. Let the rain fall. The battle begins. Episode 3. The ruin awakens.
The ruin exhaled. Steel hissed from the dark, a dozen blades singing in unison. Figures stepped from the arch's shadow, armor slick with rain, cloaks heavy with mud. Their eyes glimmered beneath helms, not with rage, but with discipline, the cold unity of trained men. Nyah lifted her sword, rain cascading off its edge. Her dreadlocks burned faint green in the stormlight, casting shards of color across her face. She did not step back. Kael froze. He knew the formation, the spacing of their stances, the way the front line carried shields half raised, while the rear drew bows already angled for the kill. It was the general's pattern, the one Kael had marched under years ago. A signature written in blood and strategy.
Show yourselves cowards, or die as shadows.
The leader stepped forward, helm crested, spear leveled. Rain streamed down his faceplate like tears.
By command of the High Crown, you are named Oathbreaker. Surrender your blade, Nyah Dreadblade, or be silenced where you stand.
Nyah's laugh was low, raw, and dangerous.
They took my name once. They will not take it again.
She raised her sword. Lightning forked overhead. The air cracked with tension. Kael's fingers twitched toward his bow, but stopped. His mind screamed tactics. The formation would press them in, force Nyah to fight on all sides. But deeper than strategy, fear whispered, "They'll know me. They'll see the traitor in their midst." Nyah glanced at him, eyes bright as stormlight.
Kael, with me.
And in that moment, Kael's choice crystallized. The general's shadow reached for him through every disciplined stance, every mirrored scar. But Nyah's voice, steady, unyielding, cut sharper than any blade. He drew steel. The ruin erupted in motion. The first arrow split the air. Kael shoved Nyah aside and raised his cloak, fabric tearing as the shaft punched through. He spun, loosing his own arrow in reply. The missile found a throat. The man crumpled, gasping against the rain-slick stones. The spear captain roared, surging forward, his weapon thrust like a viper, aimed for Nyah's chest. She caught the shaft on her blade, sparks spitting as steel grated against steel. With a twist of her wrist, she snapped the spearhead sideways, driving her knee into the man's helm. Bone cracked beneath the iron, and he staggered back into the mud. Two soldiers closed in. One swung a mace low, aiming to smash her legs. Nyah pivoted, the mace whistling past. Her counter cut through armor straps, shoulder to hip. The man folded with a scream that drowned under thunder. The second soldier slashed high. She ducked, rain stinging her eyes, and came up with a brutal upward cut that carved through jaw and teeth. Blood sprayed black in the stormlight. Kael's bow thrummed again and again. His arrows found gaps, under an arm, through a visor, into the meat of a thigh. He moved like the wind his mother once taught him to read. Silent, precise, merciless. But every stance, every formation shift of the enemy clawed at his memory. He knew these men. Not their faces, but their rhythm. His gut twisted with recognition, bile rising with every kill. A blade glanced across his ribs, slicing cloak and flesh. Kael spun, short blade flashing. He caught the attacker's wrist, twisted until bone popped, then rammed the knife into the man's gut. Warmth spilled across his hand. He shoved the body down and kept moving. The storm hammered harder. Mud sucked at their boots, stones slicked with rain and blood. Nyah fought like the storm itself, each strike deliberate, each blow meant to scar the ruin with truth. Her armor was streaked red now, her face streaked darker still, but her steps never faltered. Kael's breath came ragged. He cut down another, but not before the man hissed something that froze him cold.
Traitor.
The word cut deeper than any steel. Nyah drove her sword through the soldier's chest before Kael could react, pulling him free of the accusation with a savage wrench. She didn't look at Kael, but her voice was a blade in itself.
They speak lies as easily as they bleed. Don't carry their words.
Slash, yet Kael's scar burned under the rain. The ruins seemed to echo that word back to him. Traitor. Traitor. Still, he fought. Because whatever shadow claimed his past, Nyah was the fire that carried him forward. And when the last soldier fell, silence thundered louder than the storm. Rain washed the stones red. Bodies lay twisted beneath the ruined arch, armor dented, faces slack. The storm rolled on overhead, but its fury had thinned, thunder trailing into the distance like a drumbeat fading. Nyah planted her sword in the ground, breath heaving. Steam curled from the blade where rain hissed against hot blood. She wiped her mouth with the back of her gauntlet, smearing a streak of crimson across her cheek. Kael leaned against the wall, hand pressed to his side where blood seeped warm between his fingers. His cloak hung in tatters, the old sigil nearly torn away. He stared at the mud pooling around his boots, at the reflection of his scar in the water. The words still echoed in his head. Traitor. Nyah's gaze cut toward him, sharp as the storm had been.
What did he mean?
Kael didn't answer. He pulled his hand away from the wound, grimaced at the blood, then pressed it back again. Nyah stepped closer, dragging her sword free of the soil. The green glow of her dreadlocks burned brighter in the half-light, painting her armor in flickering hues.
I asked you a question.
Kael met her eyes at last. His own were shadowed, haunted.
They know me.
Nyah's jaw tightened.
Because you fought them before, or because you marched with them?
The silence between them stretched taut. Rain drummed harder against stone, like the ruin itself demanded an answer. Kael lowered his gaze. His voice was barely more than a breath.
I wore their colors once, not with pride, not for long, but long enough to know their steps, their scars, their lies.
Nyah's hand flexed around her sword hilt. For a moment, the storm between them felt more dangerous than the battle they had just survived.
And you kept this from me.
Kael's eyes lifted, wet with rain but burning with something sharper.
I kept it because the past is ash. I thought walking beside you would burn it away. But it follows me still.
Nyah studied him, silent. Her face was unreadable, carved from iron. Then, slowly, she sheathed her sword.
If you betray me, Kael, Amani, I won't bury you. I'll leave you for the ruin to swallow.
The words cut clean, sharper than any blade. Yet beneath them, Kael heard something else. A chance, thin as stormlight breaking through clouds. He bowed his head, not in submission, but in promise.
I walk with you until the fire takes us both.
Nyah turned toward the inner dark of the fortress.
Then let's see if the ruin believes you.
Together they stepped deeper into shadow, their footsteps echoing over the corpses of the fallen. The ruin whispered in the silence behind them, carrying that one word again through stone and storm alike. Traitor.
The ruin remembers names, oaths, and the blood that binds them. Next time on the Nyah Dreadblade podcast, secrets surface and the storm turns inward. Keep your torches high and your hearts unbroken. This is the Nyah Dreadblade podcast, where legacy burns brighter than chains. Next, episode 4, Ash and Ember.